Welcome to Spin That Back. This is Brick.
I'm Eric.
And this is our critique, I guess you want to call it, of Jason Bourne. The fourth? Is it the fourth or fifth movie?
It's the fifth one, but it's really the fourth one.
We just kind of wanted to talk about where the franchise is now after this last movie. Paul Greengrass is back. Matt Damon's back, obviously, for this one. And I don't think we're too big fans of this movie.
No, that shit sucked, man. The trilogy with Matt Damon, the original three, those had like a formula to them, and they had somewhat of they had a certain pace that they followed throughout the films. Like each one of them felt similar, but we get Jason Bourne put into different situations.
Yeah, bitch, it was the same plot 3 times.
Yeah, it was the same plot 3 times.
But it was fun.
Yeah,
they were entertaining. I liked them a lot.
Yeah, but those I think those just, since this one felt more like a Hollywood movie as opposed to the first 3 felt more like indie films.
Almost this from the beginning, like, just didn't feel like a Jason Bourne, like a Bourne movie to me.
Nah, it just felt more like it felt like more of a generic spy film as opposed to like a Jason Bourne movie.
And then there was all like that hacking and shit going on like at the beginning. I was like, what fucking movie is this? Like, it just, I don't know. It was really like straight, like the overall feel of the movie just it was just off for me.
Yeah, it's like these movies follow like a certain formula, and this one kind of broke away from that, and I think that's part of the reason why it didn't work. And then plus Matt Damon, he wasn't really involved, it seems like.
He kind of half-assed it, to be honest. Like,
yeah,
at least it just kind of felt that. Maybe he just wasn't even into it. I mean, I don't know.
Which is kind of weird, because people wanted him to come back.
I mean, this franchise is really like what made him a star. I would say.
Yeah, after the first film, that's kind of when he blew up.
Yeah, I mean,
he was good. He won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting.
But that was like, that's what I was just about to say, that's a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
Like, he really wasn't seen. I mean, even when he got cast in this, people didn't see him as an action star.
Yeah, but now this kind of the original Bourne trilogy is, well, the first one that kind of put him on the spotlight as, this guy can carry like a big movie, like he can be the star of a film. And yeah, he blew up after that. But yeah, it seems like this one he just kind of half-assed it, like he wasn't really all there, like they shoehorned this whole thing with his dad in there. Like, we never once heard anything about it, but it didn't really work. They kind of try to throw that in there into the story, and how they tie in that he's kind of remembering like what happened when he was younger, and how his dad was kind of like involved in the creation of what was that shit called? Was it Treadstone?
Was it Treadstone or Blackbriar?
Well, aren't they both?
Then this one was like Iron Hand, I think, the one in this movie.
Yeah, the new one. Well, whatever, but his dad was like involved in, and then they had like that whole thing going on with the plot of him like joining.
Yeah, but how did Naughty Dog make it work with?
But that's because Sam was actually they actually developed his character throughout the game. Whereas this shit, his dad was just kind of shoehorned in there, and like we don't really have any. And then plus, like I said, Jason Bourne, we didn't really have an emotional connection like we did even like in the first 2, I would say, because. Like, in the first one, we get involved with him and I forgot the girl's name. Yeah, Marie. Like, we kind of get like that whole like that love story between them, and that carries over on the second one.
Then she gets killed
right away in the beginning, and so there's like higher emotional stakes in the original trilogy, and some of that even carries on to the third one. But like this one, they had none of that. Like, I felt like this shit was just like dead. Like, there wasn't really anything. Like, there wasn't anything that kept me intrigued throughout the whole film.
And there's Oscar winners in this shit. I mean, you got Paul Greengrass, Matt Damon, Alicia Vikander, Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, like, this should work, I guess, but it didn't work. It just didn't. Nah. Alicia Vikander was kind of like, she just wasn't given enough to do, I think, in this role. Like, her character was just really badly written, I think. I mean, they try to play her up as like she's gonna be like this new person taking over Tommy Lee Jones' position, and but you just don't really. I didn't even really care for her character, to be honest.
Nah.
I mean, and Jason Bourne, the guy that we're supposed to care about. I mean, it kind of seems like for big chunks of the movie, like he's not even in this.
No, it doesn't, and that's the thing. It's like in that original trilogy, his character is like the central part of the film. Like, his character is at the center of everything. Whereas in this one, I felt like there was too much going on with like Alicia Vikander's character and TommyLee Jones. There's like all this shit going on. And then
that deep dream bullshit going on. They had like this whole subplot,
like with like that Indian guy or whatever. Like that shit was just weird. Like, it just felt like I said, it doesn't feel like a Jason Bourne movie. It feels like it's a completely different film. It feels more like a Hollywood film as opposed to like an indie film, which is kind of like the feel that the original 3 films had. More specifically, the first one, but still like those ones. And then plus the action too, like. Like, yeah, there was actually the intro scene I did really like that bike chase that they had throughout was it Greece?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
The chase at the end was pretty tight.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But even then, like, the chase that they had in the first one, I thought was even better. And that was, like, on that little, like, the Mini Cooper. And they had, like, the smaller...
I actually like the one in the second one even more, the one in the cab.
Yeah,
like
that one was probably even better.
Yeah.
But those, like, it's kind of weird because this new one, it was more... Like, you could tell they threw a lot more money into it. Like, there was fucking cars being, like, rammed and totaled and...
I don't know how the hell they filmed that shit like
on
the strip in Las Vegas.
Yeah, like you can tell that they had a lot more money to film these action sequences, but even then, like the action sequences in this one, I don't think were as good as they were in the original trilogy.
And I think the problem is too is, well, I mean, I know we said that this didn't really feel like a Bourne movie, but I think I think this would have been the chance, because, like, okay, we got the original trilogy, which is considered one of the best action trilogies ever. By the end of the third one, it's kind of like, okay, like, we've been there, we've done that, like, this is done, like, it's, really, where were they gonna take the franchise at that point? Like, this was like a chance to maybe, like, give it a shot in the arm, do something different. And I mean, I'm not saying Paul Greengrass wasn't capable of it. I mean, he came off Captain Phillips, which I loved. That was a great movie. But, like, the shaky cam thing is kind of played out to me already. Like, we got a lot of that in this shit, and I didn't mind them in the Bourne movies, but, like, now in this one, it's just kind of, like, it just didn't work this time around, I don't think.
And then, plus, speaking of, like, the whole shaky cam thing, the first three films each had, like, a really good, like close-up, like, hand-to-hand, like, fist fight that Jason Bourne had. But in this one, there's one, like, towards the end of the movie, but it wasn't really, like, it wasn't as good as it was, like, in those first two, Like, that scene he had in the first one with that fucking guy that he fights him with the pen. And then
when he falls over the balcony?
He falls over the balcony. Was it that he fought in the second one where he beats the shit out of the guy with the magazine? Remember,
yeah.
He beats the shit out of that guy with the magazine. Then the second one, and the third one, there's like that chase like through the buildings, and he fights that dude with the book.
Yeah.
Like, this one didn't really have any of that.
Yeah, and that's Paul Greengrass that did those. They just tried to cash checks. That's what the fuck they.
Pretty much, and that's what it was. But it's kind of sad because, like, Paul Greengrass, he was the one that kind of took it, to the next level with the second and the third one.
And especially when, after, like, the Bourne Ultimatum, that Matt Damon pretty much said, yeah, like, I'm kind of done with that franchise already.
Yeah.
And then, so you think with him and Paul Greengrass coming back that maybe they had something up their sleeve, like, we're gonna, this is, like, cool enough, like, kind of, like, refreshing enough for me to get me to come back and do this, to get him excited to do it. But it was just, I don't know, it just, like, felt really flat to me. I think this is probably, like, one of the most disappointing sequels I've ever seen. Like, it was
this just sucked.
But I mean, it's just like I'm saying, like the trilogy was so good, and then this one is just like, so it's not even like the trilogy declined. Like, it was great all throughout, and then this is just like, it just like fucking fell flat. The shit days of summer continue, because this summer's been pretty bad for movies. Not bad, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's just, there's been a lot of disappointing movies, I think. I mean, and there's a few movies that we haven't seen, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
overall,
but besides really, like, Civil War, the only other one would be, I guess, Finding Dory. That's not really an action movie. That was good. Yeah, but there's only been, like,
we watched it, didn't review it, but we liked it a lot.
Yeah, but besides that, Jungle Book was pretty good too. I like Jungle Book.
Wait, but was that a summer movie?
Technically, I think it was.
Was it?
Well, technically no, because fucking Captain America came out in May. That's not summer, but I guess May is kind of like the beginning of the Hollywood, like, summer season.
Jungle Book was really good.
Yeah, Jungle Book was good. Yeah, but there were some good ones, but it just seems like a lot of the big ones, they've been really disappointing.
They all just been turds. Then we got the Suicide Squad coming up, which, I don't know, that's not looking pretty promising.
I still want to see it, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, so those are our thoughts. I mean, I don't really know where the Bourne franchise is going to go, if anywhere, at this point. For me, like, it doesn't diminish the trilogy in any way. No. I mean, I still love the trilogy. No. I'm kind of over that. You know how people say, like, when something bad gets made, they say, oh, they just ruined my childhood. Oh, it ruins the trilogy. I mean, those movies are still gonna exist. They're still there. You can still go back and experience them. I mean, they're not going anywhere. But I just will not be looking forward to another Bourne movie. Let us know what you guys think if you saw this latest Jason Bourne movie. What you thought of the trilogy, if you liked it as much as we did. So comment down below. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not already. Share, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Check it out, baby. I was born to roll.